From secret features to hidden abilities or even game-breaking glitches, these are 10 more facts for every brawler in Brawl Stars. This is a massive video, so please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Shelly. She is the only brawler in the starter rarity which she has all to herself. Shelly used to have normal movement speed, then very fast, then back down to fast. She has the only gadget dash that doesn't do anything else but, well, dash. It sucks. Shelly only gains 3 more shells when hypercharged, which is 1800 more damage in total. Boca Jr. Shelly is the only Latin America League Shelly skin with a different color shotgun handle. None of Shelly's base pin voice lines plays a hurt voice line. Bandita Shelly used to have a skull on her eye patch, and now it's lame. Shelly was based off the Hunter from Enter the Gungeon. According to her brawler description, she's jealous of Colt since he steals all of the limelight. Each bullet from a Shelly super disappears after breaking a wall, much like Colt. Nita. The real-life Nita bear hat has a hole in the back of it which can be used to put a ponytail through. At least, I hope it's a ponytail. Nita's portrait never changed since beta. A hypercharged Bruce will not have a larger hitbox than a normal Bruce, despite growing in size. Tusk Nita used to have gray eyes. Bruce in the Gummy Bear Nita skin will stay the same color even if Nita dies. Nita means bear in a language, not English. Her full name is Nita Littlefoot. There used to be a glitch where any spawnable, including Bruce, would show up stacked on top of each other in the catalog. Bruce is commonly used as filler when developing new spawnables. Bruce has the same amount of health as Fang and deals as much as a thrown shoe. Colt. Mecha Colt's top body swivels slower than his lower half. 9 special gives Colt 1 extra tile of range, bumping it up to 10 tiles, which used to be his range back in 2018. The star on Colt's back is the same as the one used for Lone Star, a remove game mode. Despite having 2 guns, he only has 1 holster. Each super projectile deals less damage individually than a normal basic attack. Colt was based off the pilot from Enter the Gungeon. Bananas Colt makes Colt's skin darker, which is a nice change considering how many brawler skins got lighter in their cosmetics. Colt is incredibly unlucky, finding himself in situations like this, or even this. Silver Bullet used to not show the little halo above his head upon activation. Colt is the main attraction of Star Park, whatever that means. Bull is very old. Bull's hypercharge used to not deal knockback. Space Hulk's Bull is one of, if not the only epic skin with custom voice lines.
I am the Bull!
Bull's profile icon stayed the same since beta. There was a funny visual glitch with Bull where he would look like my dog when I got home from school one day. Even though Bull's description says he used a double barrel shotgun, he has 3 barrels on his gun. The OG Bull was called Minigunner and looked like an absolute fool. You might think Colt and Bull have the same spurs on their boots, but Bull's has a slight outline to them. The 800 still uses Bull's old model as the base. Viking Bull was so bad, Supercell reworked the entire skin and even made a recolor for it. Brock got remodeled one day, but it was so hated that they pulled a Mortis on us and gave us 2 variations. Using a hypercharged Brock super is actually worse than using a normal Brock super. You should super, then hypercharge for the damage boost. Brock used to have a star power called Incendiary, which left fire on the ground, which was later added to his main kit. Brock was the first brawler to have 4 ammo slots. Rocket Laces is one of the 3 movement-based gadgets that knocks back. Brock's pins still have the fresh cut hair. RGB Hacker Brock is the first skin to have an RGB color effect. Excuse me, Bo, I don't know if he really is. Brock is the only black male brawler. In the brown Brock skin, his flames will get really big and look like this. Super Ranger Brock Pink and Yellow are the only Super Ranger Brocks which have the little emblem on their rocket launcher match their headpiece. El Primo. His mastery title, El Luchador, translates to the fighter. His suplex supplement gadget used to be able to throw brawlers with invulnerability shields. El Atomico was the first skin to have this weird glowy effect around them. SpongeBob El Primo's got that dumpy, goddamn! El Baby Shark was created when El Primo died and got dragged to the bottom of an ocean by a shark. This used to happen. When using Meteor Rush, Primo can get faster than Crow, but not as fast as Crow with a hypercharge. When facing against a Primo, run right at them and through them so they can't get all of their shots in. El Rudo Primo used to cost 30 gems, and El Rey Primo used to cost 80 gems. Barley used to be a super rare brawler. You can cancel a super when using a gadget. Barley has some of the most basic star powers and gadgets in the game, only healing him slightly or adding slightly more damage to just his main attack. Golden Barley's Molotov is brown. His super used to be thrown randomly. Barley has striking similarities to your father, one who throws bottles of beer when he's angry. Barley is voiced by one of the 3D artists for Brawl Stars. His super is named after the animation, or the animation was named after him, or maybe it's something else, I don't even know. All the way back in 2020, Barley would take 46 shots to destroy a heist save. Wizard Barley has no skin rarity. Poco. Protective tunes can remove a bell mark, which is actually super useful. Tuning Fork heals the equivalent of around a level 9 super heal. His super used to be able to not go through walls like his attack. Poco used to be rare. What? He is rare. Poco is a rare brawler. Possessed Poco was accidentally released early. His hypercharge sometimes crashed 5v5 knockout matches. People used to think that CCTV Poco's attack was slower, but in fact it was just a visual effect, and they were in fact not different. Poco was released at the same time as the movie Coco, which was just a pretty neat coincidence. The max amount of shield you can get from a Poco super is 4200, which is only 1000 less than a Gus super. Screeching Solo won't charge his super. Rosa. Rosa's grow light bushes will be removed if a goal is scored in Brawl. Additionally, they emit some particles to differentiate them from normal bushes. Her voice line is supposed to sound like hello, 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 but planty. It's a plant pun. Rosa's mastery title, Touching Grass, is based on the meme that gamers don't go outside, which they really don't. Considering Primo was supposed to attack in a cone shape, this could have been how Primo attacked. Rosa looks just like Sans in her Brawloween skin. Cheerleader Rosa's pom-pom shows up on Mean Girl M's bag. Rosa's winning animation looked like this at one time. One of her voice lines is called Rosa Moans. It's just kind of fun. On the other hand, upon release, she had no voice lines whatsoever. Jessie. Jessie's bounce orbs are really good for seeing where enemies are located on a map, like if they are in a bush or something. Jessie and Nani have the same emblem. Her attack projectile used to look like this. Catburger Jessie was the only skin available from the World Finals competition. Shadow Knight Jessie is the only frowning Jessie skin. Sandy Jessie throws a robotic version of Gary from SpongeBob, SpongeBob's pet snail. There was a glitch where Jessie could throw down more than one turret. Jessie's turret appears twice in the official fan kits. Unlike Jessie's main attack, following bullets from Shocky will deal a consistent amount of damage. A Jessie teammate cannot heal a teammate Scrappy. Dynamike. Dynamike is a miner. No, not that one, not that one. Each stick of dynamite from his fidget spinner gadget deals as much as 1.5 dynamite sticks. If every single one were to somehow hit someone, that would be 48,000 damage in total. Dynajump doesn't work if he has an invincibility shield. You can actually Dynajump a Dynamite teammate. Dynamike, Spicy Mike, and Robomike's explosives used to be blue in the match. Now they're red. Dynamite used to stay in the air longer when using Dynajump. He used to have a description which called him the Mad Dynamite and that everyone thought he was dead. Satchel Charge used to be only applied to one stick. A hypercharged stick will activate Dynajump. His voice actor Jess Patrick voiced Particio from Octopath Traveler 2. And when I tell you I was shocked when I first heard this in game, it would be an understatement. That's crazy. Tick. Mechagodzilla Tick, or whatever the f it's called, has a pin that references this meme. Tick's head used to chase people in the air. His minds used to be mirrored incorrectly depending on what side you were on. When supering with Mr. Krabs' stick, he throws his eyeballs off. During the mutation event, Tick got to throw down two heads at once, though if he hypercharged, both would activate the ability. When Tick cries, he cries real tears. Hey, where's my head? I need to be well oiled when I get some thick head. I'm gonna blast my last hurrah everywhere. Tick only has 10 voice lines. His hypercharge used to stay on the map after the ball was scored in Brawl Ball, allowing you to kill enemies right as the next round started. Last hurrah deals the same amount of damage as one mine. 8-bit. His attacks actually have a slight spread to them, only a 9-degree angle shift. We all know how strong Last Life was, but did you know it both gave you invincibility, but it also gave you ammo when you spawned in? Fortunately, they nerfed it, so it had 0, and that fixed it. Cheat cartridge used to destroy his turrets. Haunted House 8-bit is the only house brawler in the game. Can't believe I have to say that. Saloon 8-bit drops a metronome as his turret. These tell time for musicians. 8-bit's profile icon doesn't have the little rim around the border of his buttons. For some reason, Saloon 8-bit's profile icon uses a variation of Colt's revolver. On the back of V8-bit, there's a cash counter that slowly goes up. Once it reaches 999, it resets. Last video, I kinda lied. I said 8-bit's thanks pin is the only place in the game where you can find the Ubu face, but you can actually find it on another brawlers. Do you know which one? Because I don't. I forget. Rico. In the French version of Brawl Stars, Ricochet is called Clint Rickwood. He wants to be a space bounty hunter. Just like Rico's super, he can't hit the same person twice with the same bullet using his gadget. When hypercharged with Robo Retreat activated and a max super, he's faster than a single tick head. Unfortunately, Rico's hypercharge doesn't bounce nearly as much as his mutation did. Solvin Rico has a voice line that says ruling and rising. Like, what the hell is this? Rico's jacket, of all things, got a texture change. I have no f***ing idea why they added red jacket Rico and reloaded Ricochet. This is literally the most random skin ever. He's just got a jacket on. Who cares? You cannot buy Sovereign Bling Rico with bling. You also can't buy Sovereign Gem Rico with gems. Darryl. Darryl was the second brawler to have stacked supers. He is one of the only brawlers to have an environment named only after him. Rolling Reload used to completely fill his ammo bar after using a super. He never had voice lines up until mid-2020. Even with 2 of his supers now, it's 11.3 tiles less than beta. Darryl used to be able to charge a super in only 20 seconds. If you roll at a very specific part of a wall, your roll will be even longer than usual. If you pick Darryl for your free new player rewards track, you get free Literally, this skin sucks. Recoiling rotator used to make Darryl stay in place. Only steel hoops is an original graphic. All the others can be seen on other brawlers. Penny used to be in artillery class. Now she's a controller. Her mortar used to fire randomly. 7 months after her release, she finally got voice lines. Last Blast used to shoot 6 random cannonballs. Pocket Detonator used to destroy the cannon and explode where it was. She had a star power called Balls of Fire, which are kind of like mine right now, which set the ground on fire when cannonballs landed, which was added to her main kit later. Salty Barrel used to be incredibly broken when it had 2,000 health. Trash Panda's Penny's profile picture is the cutest thing in the entire game. No matter how far an enemy is from the mortar, the landing time is the exact same. Her coins used to not be able to pierce. Carl. If he shoots the ball in Brawl Ball, it won't use up any ammo. Negative effects used to not be able to affect him. If you're using a super, you can aim your attack. Hog Rider Carl's hog is not a real hog. Heat Ejector used to only deal 300 damage per flame. On a similar note, Heat Ejector used to follow him instead of his attack. His super doubles his movement speed, making him faster than even Max and can outrun a tick head. Flying Hook can go through rope fences. His super increased by 50 damage for each level. There was a glitch where he could throw his pickaxe twice. Jackie. Pneumatic Booster used to only have 2 charges. Counter Crush used to be 50% smaller. Even though you can't Counter Crush a Counter Crush anymore, you used to be able to. Cuttlefish Jackie was glitched where her mask didn't have a smile on it. Her Hypercharge used to boost damage by a whole 25%. Her title doesn't change per language. There was a glitch where if you remade bushes outside of someone's field of view, you could be invisible for the enemy. She has exactly 10,000 health at power 11. The light on her jackhammer is eerily similar to Carl's goggles. My theory is that she ripped it out of it and just put it on her jackhammer, but that's just me. You can reveal invisible enemies with her super. Gus. His super used to not be able to go through walls. Gus's attack curves when shot over water, but also happens with skulls. His Boy Scout skin has striking similarities to Russell from Up. His super has the same width as a Doug hot dog. His super was changed to knock back enemies upon activation, likely to make up for the gadget changed a couple months before. The band-aid on Balloon Sally's face is the same one on Gus's leg. Soul Switcher used to take 30% of his health away upon activation, then 50% of his health later changed to just 5%. If a Colette were to hit Gus with a shield, it'll account for the brawler's max health. In the perfect scenario, Gus can deal 24,000 damage in a single hit. Health Bonanza doesn't double damage from Cookie Popper. Bo. During the mutation event, he could place up to 270 mines on the field at a time. On September 12th of 2017, they removed the knockback on Bo's mines. 3 months later, they added it back. He didn't have voice lines for around 2 years. His super used to be deployed randomly. Bo's super totem was changed before to charge 1% less per second the more it charged a super, capping at 50%, though this wasn't enough to limit his power. Ho Bo has the most words in the skin game. This is what Bo would look like if he had pupils. Ooh, that's terrifying. The Horus Bo player icon has the little swoopy thing too high. In the model, there's a gap between the eye and the swoopy thing. Gold Mecha Bo used to look different in Brawl Talk, and it actually looks sick. He looked like a transformer kind of thing, you know, Squad Busters? His quiver is held on by his hair. Ems. According to her brawler description, she's related to the Hawk Tua girl. Her damage from acid spray used to be reduced by 20%. Thankfully, College Ems was reworked to Mean Girl Ems because it was so trash. Her star power hype used to heal Ems when hitting a non-brawler. Friendzoner used to have 3 charges, then down to 2, then back to 3. There used to be no radius shown for her super. Ems' title, #haters, is heard in her voice lines. This is also the only voice line with hashtag that doesn't start with a hashtag. If you activate Ems' second gadget with the ball and brawl ball, the indicator would make it look like you could shoot through the wall in the ball through the wall with the ball in Brawl Ball. Her super with the hype star power can heal up to 2,880 damage from one enemy. Her super alone can deal up to 2,400 damage alone. Stu can charge up a full super with around 20 flame ticks. During the mutation event, healing with Gaso Heal was decreased by 50%. His class used to be an action assassin. On release of his breakthrough gadget, it could be activated even without a super. Headless Rider Stu is the only Stu player icon without blue. Jock Stu references the famous Cold Crunch seal in one of his voice lines. Nitro Boost Fortnite. There's a dead body inside of Stannis Su's sack. If you change languages, Jock Stu's Stu on the back will always have the English Stu. Stu's flames used to not recharge any super at all. Piper. She was most likely based off Mary Poppins, based on her using an umbrella and her super literally called Poppins. A mutated Piper bullet shot with homemade recipe will only affect the first bullet. You used to be unable to see how far her shot could go as it would literally go off the screen. Piper used to only drop 3 bombs when using her super and were closer together. Snappy Snappy's ammo gain went from 0.5 to 0.5 0.4, then from 0.4 to 0.3, then back to 0.4 from 0.3. There's some sort of emblem on her leg wrapping thing in the Athena Piper skin. To my knowledge, Ambush is the only star power that changes the sound of an attack. Lunar Piper wears bunny slippers. There's a small lighting bug on Mariposa Piper's chin. Piper's little toe isn't painted in the Flag Bearer Piper skin. Don't ask me how I knew this. It was Spen LC, not me. Pam. She used to have the slow movement speed, for some reason, I don't know why. Her old description says there's an extended Junker family, possibly hinting that there were plans for even more Junkers to come. When looking at Beta Pam's side-by-side Beta Colt, the hair is uncannily similar, possibly hinting at some sort of connection? She shoots in a set formation, meaning you can learn to dodge Pam's bullets. There was a glitch that made Pam look like that one Pokemon. Her healing station used to look like this. Upon her remodel, she lost her iconic gear tattoo. Scrapsucker works against robots. From level 9 to 10, Mama's Hug heals 4 more HP, but from 10 to 11, it increases to 5 more HP. Pay to win! Evil Queen's Pam spray has the same little kissy heart as this pin. Frank's Hypercharge does not cover a complete 360 area. Ken Forest. Irresistible Attraction used to increase damage by 100%, but even earlier, it didn't add any damage at all. Now it's just at 50%, which isn't too bad. Sometimes Frank's attacks could just not work after supering. Throughout all of 2023, he got one balance change, adding a bit more health to Sponge. He only has 6 voice lines in total, all of which are him making sussy noises. Caveman Frank was so bland they had to rework his skin and even add a sick new variation. The mastery icon for Frank has his hair spikes wrongly centered. According to this Reddit post from 6 years ago, he's 5.9 meters tall. Frank used to be one of the worst brawlers in the game because he did not have the continuous scaling once his health got lower. Oh my gosh, I don't miss those days at all. Bibi. Bibi has new zippers on her portrait compared to her base model. Bibi's bubble would sometimes not shoot in the direction the reticle faced. Vitamin Booster used to not be able to work when Bibi was at full health. There used to be no visual indicator when her home run bar was fully charged. Gamer Bibi has 3 pins on her jacket. One is probably Crow, maybe Grom or Gus, and a donkey, aka Edgar. Thor Bibi is the only Bibi skin without earrings. She has a skin for every single rarity. If you were to get knocked back by Bibi, you would glitch out like this. I'm not exactly sure why Bibi's gadget is called Vitamin Booster, but I'm assuming it's because she wants to look tough, but secretly takes these little pills to keep her vitamins up without seemingly looking lame. Though it's not lame to take your pills, guys. Take your pills. Take your happy pills like Dream did. Oh, or not, never mind. Bibi used to use up her home run bar when kicking the ball in Brawl Ball. B. Her mastery title Queen is based on a Queen Bee. Honey Molasses used to stay on the map forever. That would really suck. In 2021, they slightly made Bee more vibrant. Rattled Hive used to only send out 3 bees and got really spread out. According to the wiki, her Honey Molasses gadget drops above Bee. I'm not sure what that means or why that's important, but it's a thing. Supercharged shots deal 175% more damage than a base shot. This is what Bee's hair looks like. Bee's voice actor Tiffany Grant was a voice actress in One Piece episode of Easy Blue, Luffy and his 4 friends' Great Adventure. She can one-shot a tick with no shield gear. She has the same range as Piper. Nani. Canonically, Peep is a homeboy. In a piece of promo art, Nani kicks Bull into a really big hole. Her main attack used to not split off at an end, which is really weird to see. Nani's final attack reticle used to be suspiciously big. She gets some surprisingly stats from her hypercharge, only getting 15-15-5. If you were to go the max distance with Peep, he can deal 1,850 more damage. You can see Peep in Dynamike's bag. If you cross-reference Nani's player icon in her model, her lines are on wrong. In Retro Nani's losing animation, the battery icon is flipped. Her attack is called Trigonometry based on trigonometry, which I passed in high school, might I add. Edgar. Edgar showed up in a Duolingo post. That's crazy. Edgar works for Griff at the Star Park gift shop. And yes, you can be under 18 and work a real job. I can't believe I actually have to say that, but yeah. In Edgar's description, it reveals he has a mom. Now, who is it? That we'll never know. Hope it's Melody. We all know you could get Edgar for free, but this offer only lasts 25 days. Quick Draw Edgar doesn't have painted nails. Fisticuffs will heal 25% more of the 35%. It's not additive, it won't heal 60%, rather it only heals 43.75% more. GG is the only Edgar pin that uses his glove. I don't know how I never noticed this, but Edgar Tata has a little hair swoop on it. I lied in the last video. There is no exclusive orange Edgar profile picture. There is a turquoise Edgar profile picture that only a select few people got during the Turquoise Festival in Kingman, Arizona. His reload speed is cut in half when using his hypercharge. Griff. According to his Brawler description, Star Park is currently failing. Loser. Business resilience can be affected by outside effects like malaise. For some reason, Griff is labeled as a controller rather than a damage dealer. Every Griff has a mustache. Sunken Chest Griff is the only skin with normal looking eyes. In the Supercell store, you can see Griff's coins coming from the bag, not normal coins. You can see a rip in Griff's glove exposing his flesh. There was a bug where Griff's super would glitch when traveling around the edge of a map. Piggy Bank deals more damage than one banknote. Griff can level up all the way to level 11. Grom. His watchtower gadget only lasts 20 seconds. When using X Factor at max range, he can deal 2,964 damage, almost enough to one-shot a Frank. On January 4th, 2022, his super recharge rate was increased by 1%. When mutations were in the game, playing a friendly duels match with Grom would sometimes let him use his mutation. He has pedophobia, the fear of kids, something that the YouTuber Gratz definitely does not have. Grom's name means thunder in Russian. His eyebrows are lower on his profile icon than his model. Dasis Grom's shoulder guard things are covered completely in his model. In official art, they're exposed and distracting. Dasis Grom is also the only Grom skin with no gloves on. In Grom's pins, he has sideburns, and in his model, he's shaved. Clean like a baby. Quick! Use code MOY on the browser sub. 3, 2, 1. I'm dead. I'm dead now because you didn't use code Moyo. I'm dead. I'm deceased. I'm on the ground. Bonnie. In some weird circumstances, her dash could go through walls only in the north and south directions. I don't know how it works, but this Reddit video goes over it pretty well. I don't feel like explaining it. The Bonnie pin looks goofy. Tentacle Bonnie is most likely based on Splatoon. She's a fucking moron. One of her voice lines says, "I got 2 words for you. Brush your teeth," which is 3 words. Bonnie says the most names in her voice line. She says Clyde 7 times, Bonnie 3 times, Janet 2 times, and Stu 1 time. Bonnie's voice line confirms that Stu is her uncle.
I'm telling Uncle Stu!
In a piece of official artwork, Bonnie's tooth is missing on the wrong side. Stu and her both have giant zippers. Wisdom Tooth sucks. From level 1 to 11, her super damage doubles. Gale. Gale was not only the first ever chromatic brawler, but he was the first ever brawler named Gale. There was a glitch which made his super deal double damage sometimes. His super used to only deal 100 damage, and now it's over 1,600 damage. That's crazy. His Twister gadget used to last 10 whole seconds. He wears socks and sandals. Yeah. Gale can only have 1 jump pad up at a time. He may be slow, but he can sure make a blow. Squeakbuster Gale has 3 different brawler names in his name. Along with this, it shoots different ghosts. A normal looking ghost, Spike, and Sakura Spike ghosts. Gale is named after, well, a Gale. That's a thing. Colette. In all of 2021, 2022, and 2023, Colette didn't get a single buff or nerf, only 2 small reworks to her gadgets. She is the only brawler to ever get a 100% supercharge rate increase. A voice line of hers is, "I'm gonna touch you, little bro." Push It star power icon looks like a minion. Banana. Gotcha's attack projectile turns green. In most cases, 2 attacks in a super can completely kill a brawler. According to her brawler description, she has a figure or plush of every brawler, meaning, in this world, there's a Hank collectible out there. I need it. She doesn't wear a vest in her profile icon. She only has epic and super rare skins, no other rarity. None of her pins show her headband or thing on the headband. Belle. Dragoon Belle was the first ranked skin to not fit in a theme. It was also the first Supercell Mix skin to be a ranked skin. As far as I can tell, Coral Belle is the only Belle skin with both gloves on. The other skins only have 1 glove because she needs that hand for better grip or something like that. Nest Egg has a 3 tile radius. In theory, Reverse Polarity may have the longest main attack range in the entire game. The entire Belle trio are real people. You can get 2 tiles of extra range when using her hypercharged super. Her base super, though, interestingly has range of 10.67 tiles. In promo art for Coral Belle, her pants are gray, not blue. In another piece of art, her gold tooth is on the wrong side. How does Supercell keep messing this up? Ash. Ninja Ash has Kitsune Lola on his Compared to his profile icon, his lid goes up too low. Rom Banana used to take away 25% of his health, and now it's just 10. Rats have the same exact amount of health as they do damage. The Mad as Heck star power is the only ability Ash has that doesn't have a tower icon on it. One of Ash's voice lines are,
"Look at the weens go."
I never knew what a ween was, but now I know it's a young child. Pretty cool. The slice of pizza on Pizza Ash's box would not realistically fit back on the pizza. This also applies for the player icon as well. Also, the red pepper on the box is a different color than the pepper in his pockets. You can see the straw on Ash's head in all of his pins except the sad pin. Lola. If her ego hits an enemy, its supercharge rate is cut in half. She must be within 12 tiles to teleport to her ego using stunt double. Lola might be a better healer than Poco. If all 6 projectiles hit someone using Sealed with a Kiss, they heal 1,338 damage and can pierce allies. That's pretty good. She is a guide for Star Park. There was a bug which made Cobra Lola's projectiles on her clones stay the same. Rebel and Lavish Lola hold out their pinky when holding their gun, because they're fancy or something. You can see her hand clipping through her scarf. Improvise has the same icon as Screeching Solo, except it has some little bolts on it. When using the Chum modifier, her clone won't activate, nor will it curve. The least amount of damage a clone can do is 280 damage if it's directly on top of her. Sam. For some reason, Sam is an assassin. Dark Clump Sam's tallies on his body only go up to 4. If you were to count them all up, it would equal 34. Sam wears fingerless gloves. If you shoot the ball with Sam's super, he'll have to charge the Knucklebusters back up again, the stupid way. He's the only brawler to audibly mention a game mode.
It's a knockout!
On February 28th, 2023, Sam's super damage when throwing his knuckles was reduced from 1400 to 1200, and hits required to charge his super while throwing knuckles was increased to 4 from 3. 1 year and 25 days later, these exact changes were reverted. He can 1.5 shot a tick with knuckles on and 3 shot a tick without them. If you throw his Knucklebusters on the water, they try to find the closest area to land on land, kinda like Gus's attacks. They also sparkle when they're on the ground. Oh, so kawaii. In promo art, there are numbers on his knuckles for Dark Clown Sam. In-game, they're just teeth. Mandy. Her bar used to take nearly double the time to charge. In the Mandy candy environment, you can see a decapitated Mandy head floating above her throne. She references 10 desserts in her voice lines: cookies, mints, caramel, licorice, sprinkles, gumballs, jelly bean syrup, and lifesavers. It's gotta be copyrighted. Magma Mandy and MC Mandy both have their microphones facing forwards. The others are off to the side. A charge shot adds 3 tiles to her range. Normally, she has less than a Piper shot. Hanbok Mandy's gun thing says luck in Korean. It takes 3 seconds for a super to cross the entire map. Her candy dispenser kinda looks like one of those barbershop things, you know, with the spirals. The sprinkles on her robe are more ovally on her profile icon. In 2019, she robbed 14 banks in Oklahoma and got away with it until today. Maisie. Considering she works with popcorn a lot, her name is inspired by maize, or in other words, corn.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have a fact for this.
Maisie is the only brawler that can gadget while supering. She got a little bit whitewashed in her pins. Her hypercharge shoots off the exact same way Hank's super does. Pinpoint precision doesn't work with her gadgets. I swear, bro, Maisie has no facts. She's like the 4th or 5th black brawler, I think. I don't know. Her name is Maisie. Her name backwards is Iceman. Hank. He got his title changed from Lieutenant to Prawn Ready. Both of his gadgets are nearly identical to Crow's. Hank's small attacks used to do crazy damage, but his fully charged attack used to do tiny little damage. He has the longest voice line in the entire game.
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers, and I will teach you.
His super was changed to heal him when activating. Before, he kinda just did it, and that's all. Hank's star power and Ruffs gadget essentially have the same name except for an exclamation point at the end of his, because he's cooler. Like that. He's cooler than him. During the mutation event, Hank could milk himself everywhere when he was hit. A common strategy was to sit directly on top of the safe for bad Colts and Ambers to shoot him. My man still doesn't have a true silver or gold skin. At level 1, he has more health than a level 11 tick. If you have a Hank super and you're near a Frank, you can chase him down and Frank can't do a single thing about it. Pearl. Realistically, since Pearl's cookies are chocolate, she could one-shot Ruffs. Pearl was the only brawler to get a hypercharge with them in the same update they were released. Honestly, I have no idea how much Pearl can heal with Made with Love, but if they have any natural healing, it's pretty much guaranteed max health. There was a glitch where using her super would consume heat, but not give a damage increase. Pearl's head is nearly identical to Rico's. According to her voice line, she's a mother.
A mom on a mission!
Based on her portrait art, she could have a brown head. For months after Pearl's release, you couldn't buy any of her pins. Who's even buying pins anyways? Originally, before chromatics were removed, Pearl was seen in an epic category for player icons. At first, people believed it was because she was originally supposed to be an epic, but later changed, but I believe Supercell was planning the change for months and just didn't want to have to move it around when the time came to do so. She is an American supporter.
Free diabetes!
Larry and Lawrie. Currently, they've only ever had nerfs. They can get the fastest speed in the entire game if you throw Lawrie on one teleporter on one end of the map and use order swap. There was a bug when unlocking Larry and Lawrie controllers where only Lawrie would be changed. They both have the same movement speed. Lawrie's shots are called plugs. If you use all order swap gadgets, you may end up staying with Lawrie's gun the whole match, which you don't want that. Even though one of their voice lines is
Twin for the win!
home.
They lost on September 11th. Order Fallback used to heal 33% of their max health. Despite having a spawnable pet, they don't have the pet power gear. The star on Larry's gun is the same star on Lawrie's head. Angelo. Angelo is non-binary according to his Brawler description, as it was changed for them to go by they from he multiple times. Despite this, they're labeled as a marksman. What? It used to only take 2 hits to charge a super. Angelo's title is bloodthirsty, though only female mosquitoes actually drink blood. So if you guys ever get a mosquito bite, just know a lady decided to suck you over everyone else. With a max shot with max poison, they can deal upwards of 6,000 damage in a single shot. If you die in super at the exact same time, the radius won't deal any damage. Her tattoo was actually a little mosquito. Oh, that's so cute. Activate super at the end of hypercharge to get max value from it. This Angelo skin only has 2 toes, 1 big toe and a slab of meat for the other. In total, Empower can heal for 5,400 health. Barry. His real name is Barry with an A. You can cancel his super dash with a knockback or a stun. During the SpongeBob event, he could get 50% increased reload speed anywhere on the map with the kelp soda. He can deal up to 8,184 damage with 1 single puddle. Throwing multiple puddles onto the ground won't stack like a Barley or Lola would. His face is mirrored from his portrait to his model. You can use poison smoke to charge more super since he has that one trait that does that allows him to do that. Barry doesn't have any face details on his pins. Dark Horse Barry is probably referencing the popular singer-songwriter Katy Perry Conehead Zombie. He's got a cone on his head. He's a druggie.
My candy is not for kids.
Mortis. There was a glitch which made Combo Spinner only deal 100 damage. In this piece of artwork, Mortis types just like he talks. He says, "What a dashingly delightful photograph." Beach Time Mortis was teased 2 years before it was released. Mortis's dash bar used to need all 3 ammo in order to charge. Now it happens whenever. His old class was a dashing assassin. Night Witch Mortis's player icon's bat is the same as the one from Clash Royale. Gala Mortis was likely taken from Squad Busters, coming from the masked bear on Mortis skin. In his few pin, Mortis laughs. For some reason, Mortis used to be an epic brawler. Mortis has the second most voice lines in the entire game, just 1 less than Crow. Tara. Her cards have a sun, a star, and a moon on them. Tara's eye is on the wrong side from her portrait to her model. There was a bug with Tara which made her spawn shadows every now and then. I don't know when, it just happened. Each Misfortune Tara attack fires a different card. Stara used to be Iris Tara. One of Tempest Tara's knives are stabbed into her finger. Support from Beyond is the only Tara ability not to have an eyeball. If Tara dies whilst using Psychic Enhancer, the effect will just go away. Also, it can reveal all invisible enemies as well, like a Leon, not just those in a bush. The guy who voices Tick also voices Tara. Jean. Hitting every Jean projectile deals 2 less damage than hitting a normal Jean attack. During Quickfire, Jean was insanely broken. Just look at it. Even though other brawlers like Belle or Pearl have some pretty abysmal hyperchargers, Jean can actually be his detriment. While pulling multiple people is cool and all, he's most likely dead the second he does so. According to his Brawler description, his teapot is a part of him. He used to not bounce around as his idle animation. Lamplight used to only heal for 600 health and was later changed to be 10% of his max health. Vengeful Spirits only deal 400 damage at minimum range. It also can break through all breakable objects like skulls. If you pair Jean with someone who can slow like a Crow or a Spike, he can guarantee a pull. Kinda like a Shelly, pull someone with Jean and super to score. Max. The Max icon that showed up during the Mega Box event is not the same as the one from before. Using a hypercharge Max won't be able to shoot the ball whilst in motion, she'll just dribble it. During the Godzilla event, you could use Max's sneaky sneaker gadget, then grab the Godzilla power-up to bring her closer to the enemy's side faster. She references that movie with the snails that go really fast. Her hypercharge has a splash radius. If she can get multiple allies clumped up, then they can get a ton more supercharge, though this speed doesn't stack. She is the definition of spin to win. It takes 66 seconds to charge a super with supercharge. Her reload speed increases by 15.56% using run and gun. Even though Max becomes immune to all damage during a dash, she can still be stunned or knocked back during it. During Max's losing animation, her armband has a heart on it, either implying that she's low on health or she's about to die of a heart attack because of all that she's putting down in her body. Mr. P. Dragon Fruit Mr. P did not have a period after Mr. Mr. P's hat on his view pin is on the left instead of the right. During Big Game, his porters used to have an astronomical amount of health. Zaruma's Mr. P spray is an Angry Bird. He has a zipper on the back of his head, even though there's no zipper. Handle with Care is the only ability icon he has that doesn't involve a porter. He used to be able to spawn porters every 2 seconds. He laughs 13 times in his voice lines. One person should not be laughing that much. Server Spell and Porter Reinforcements use the exact same porter icon. Count Pangula's textures were broken ones. Kinda cool. If you ask me. No one asked me. Sprout. If you're just in range of a Jean super, you can use your super to get out of range. Whoa. You can remove all traces of a bush ever being there by using Sprout's super. Its super was changed to knock enemies back even further. Throwing a Sprout wall at the Godzilla in City Smash will trap it there. Sprout is left-handed. A fun strategy is to trap either your enemies or your teammates in the showdown smoke using its super. Throwing a hypercharged super directly onto the safe can take a massive chunk off of it, though Sprout kinda sucks in heist, so be wary. Using photosynthesis, Sprout technically has 7,800 health. The time destruction modifier destroys Sprout's walls. Sprout actually needs to be watered from his butt area, just like me. Just like, I don't know. Byron. Beach Byron kinda looks like Jimbo Brawl Stars. Byron pins only have one of his hair stripes on it. Ringmaster Byron has in total 11 eyeballs on his model. For some reason, Byron's brawler description has 4 dots after the word ways, not the usual ellipsis you'd see. Every Byron skin has some sort of animal on it. An owl, a snake, this thing, a jellyfish, and a tree. Dude, Byron literally has nothing cool about him. Like, this guy's boring. I'm gonna play Byron and every kill will count as a fact. Fact. Another fact. One more fact. Squeak. In Squeak's hypercharged pin, his ball turns into a tennis ball, but purple. Squeaky note is supposed to be a sticky note. How did I never realize that? Residue used to last for 20 whole seconds. Did you know windup deals more damage? I never knew windup dealt more damage. Windup deals more damage. Nerd Squeak is the only skin in Brawl Academy that doesn't have their logo on it. First Blob Squeak is clearly a Nerf gun guy. Nerd Squeak's hat is translucent too. If you throw his attack at a wall that's directly in front of water, it'll attach to the other side of the wall. If he dies right after throwing a super off, chain reaction will not activate. On Nerd Squeak's pins, there's a red X. That symbol doesn't appear on the die at all. Lou. Every Lou attack will make the enemies deplete 7% attack damage using hyperthermia. Speaking of hyperthermia, it used to decrease reload speed instead of attack damage, which sucked. His super used to not deal any damage at all. There's a little black dot on his face, and like, how does that even happen? Stone Troll Lou's stomach is actually an oven, and those baby birds in there are going to be incinerated. Every single ability he has a snowflake on it. If Lou has 2 supers down and he makes a Venn diagram, someone can get insta-stun. Burger Lou's attack trails, thumbs ups and thumbs down in the trail. For some reason, Lou's spray is blue, not the pink he usually holds. Some of his different snow cone flavors are Mango Tango, Blueberry Swirl, Raspberry Crush, Blizzball, and of course, Sour Apple. Ruffs. Ruffs' brawler description says he just wants to be a good boy, but come on, he will always be a good boy in my heart. Depending on Ruffs' mood in his pins, the little light in his pins for Run and Ruffs will change color. Take Cover is based on max health. It's not static. Air Support can deal up to 10,800 damage. During the mutation event, Air Superiority did not work. In the ideal scenario, Field Promotion can give a teammate 23,820 health in a gem grab match that lasts the max amount of time. Ruffs Chimmy is the only Ruff skin without a tail. For some reason, Ruffs has 5 human fingers but 3 toe paws. You can only have 1 super down at a single time. This is what Air Support rockets look like. Buzz. Buzz has only ever had 2 balance changes in his entire life, both of which were small health buffs. Patrick Buzz has a bug in duels where on the versus screen he appears floating. Buzz has the most pins for a brawler in the entire game. When first released, Fenrir Buzz did not have any attacking sound effects. He has a torpedo gadget and a torpedo star power, and a sunglasses gadget and a sunglasses star power. If you don't have a super to hypercharge with, use a gadget and it'll work the exact same. The only other thing Buzz's voice actor has voice acted in was Monkey and Cats, whatever that is. His super radius used to be dotted instead of the solidest translucent that we have today. During the mutation event, his super could go 30 tiles far, which is even farther than Darryl and Beta. Use Buzz's super to stun the heist safe so it can't run away. Fang. Divine Souls reduces damage before the shield gear. You used to be able to hypercharge out of the map in 5v5, killing you immediately. You can super pass gems or power cubes to pick them up and quickly escape. If Mortis passed through a Fang super, then this happens. Fang is Chinese. Fang and Buster are best friends. Blue Pitcher Fang's eyebrow is purple. His title is Sneaker Artist, and he doesn't even wear sneakers, bro. Like, what the hell is this? What are those? There was a poll released to see which Pitcher Fang should come in the game. These ones won, if you were wondering. Fang rhymes with poop and fart. Eve. Each egg Eve shoots is 0.33 tiles larger than the last. Gotta Go hatchlings used to not hit the safe, at least according to this Jimbo video. She did not get a single balance change in 2023 and so far 2024. Baiku Eve's head is normal colored in her pin, though in game it's all purple. During the SpongeBob event, the chum homing effect only affected the smallest egg. Mothra Eve is orange in her pin. Eve, along with Amber, have the most gears in the game. Even though her eggs deal more damage the larger they get, they all charge her super the same amount. There's an air freshener in her pod. Spiky Eve does not have a windshield. She's gonna fly right through that. Janet. Drop the base went from 75 damage to 100 damage to 150 damage to 157 damage to 160 damage. That's a lot of damage. Drop the base would spin around a lot and look stupid. There was a glitch that just made her teleport to the other end of the map after using her super. In her special pin, the side of her rocket microphone is yellow instead of red. You can see her full hair in this piece of artwork. If every bomb hit every tower, it would deal 11,200 damage. With her mutation mutation that doubles it to 22,400 damage. Her stage view star power looks like a minion. She looks like a minion. I'm a minion. Otis. I have no clue why Fat Splatter lasts 3.8 seconds, but it does hit 4 times in that time. Every dormant star looks different per skin. Every single god Otis voice line is Otis gurgling. There are 25 of these things. His super used to deal no damage whatsoever. He's the first brawler to have no arms. Bro can't even write words. What a loser. If you take his helmet off, then this is what he would look like. During City Smash, if you use Fat Splatter before Godzilla-fying yourself, you would deal insane damage. You can stop someone from shooting the ball by using a super on them. Be sure to super the heist safe so it can't attack anymore. He used to be considered a damage dealer for some reason. Buster. You can catch Buster running across the catalog page. He indirectly got a buff due to 5v5. You can see Buster's eyes. I never want to see that again. During his super using Kevlar vest, he essentially has 11,000 health. Buster is widely known for his underground meth distributing business. He can block a Buzz super as well as a Charlie super and a Cordelia super. According to official art, Buster acted as a woman. Yes, you go, girl. He's got a bad case of main character syndrome. Gray. Detective Gray Nor Edition is now super rare and it used to be rare. You can do a mega pull like a Gene super if you pull someone right before supering. You could also trap a Godzilla in a building during City Smash. According to this Reddit post, you could double super by doing whatever's going on here. For a while, Runaway Gray wasn't a part of any theme. He's now an outlaw. He is canonically racist. Just like me. His piano used to be 4 tiles wide and now it sucks. Gray is the only brawler to be available through a quest where you had to deal 500,000 damage. Gray's spray uses his right hand, but he uses his left hand to make that portal. Similarly, his mastery profile icon uses his left hand when he uses his right hand for the cane. RT. There was a bug where RT wouldn't deal any damage with hacks to people in the air. In line was changed to out of line. Originally, it sent a piercing projectile from his legs to his body, but changed to just charge his super. In big game upon release, he literally could not die. It was insane. RT is immune to penny splash damage, so it's fine to do something like this. In his mastery icon, his antenna is in the middle. In the model, it's off to the side. I don't think I've ever seen a Poseidon RT in a real match, even though this is actually so gas. What? His portrait has his eyes squinting the wrong way. He has one of the thinnest attacks in the game, only a third of a tile wide. His attack description says RT 4 times. This RT voice line is how I'm feeling right now.
I'm losing my mind.
Willow. If an enemy aims a super and a Willow controls them, the super will activate. Because of this, Hank can kill himself in game. Using Spellbound, she gets the most damage a thrower can deal in one shot. Willow has the shortest super name in the game, 3 letters. At the same time, probably one of the longest super descriptions in the game. She has some unused voice lines.
Dance, my puppet, dance! You're just a tool, you weak-minded fool! Embrace the darkness!
If you look closely, she has webbed fingers. Willow is the only woman thrower. When using Obsession with a fairly fast Brawler, you can catch the ball in Brawl Ball. She used to only shield for 25% when supering. Now it's doubled at 50%. Doug. He was reworked to deal consistent damage no matter where people were in his radius. Originally, it varied. Though this messed things up and he made him way too busted and he could heal double the amount. Then it happened again with Mana War Doug, which did the same exact thing. This is an unused Doug animation. Doug used to only revive someone with half health. It also couldn't go through walls. His super used to be super thin as an RT shot. That's pretty thin. During the SpongeBob event, his attack radius is slightly smaller than the kelp radius. Every Doug hot dog either faces right or straight on. If Doug has a damage boost, his healing will be boosted as well. Chuck. These are what Chuck's legs look like. Ugly ass. He used to not be able to place posts within other post range. Scorpion Chuck's spray does not include his dangly thing. Oh my gosh, Chuck said a bad word in a different language for Scorpion Chuck. Oh my god. Scorpion Chuck does not have the correct number of legs. I'll be honest here, this guy does not have many more facts. Let's do this again. Every kill equals a fact. This is also a fact. Kill number 1. Kill number 2. Kill number 3. Kill 4. Charlie. Her brawler description is a poem based on the Bitsy Bitsy spider. Her cocoon is also made of hair. True Gold or Silver Charlie does not drop any spiders. Barry was able to heal a Charlie cocoon. You can miss a Charlie hypercharge and still summon the spiders. There was a bug where if her cocoon was broken too quick, you couldn't do anything afterward. She was nerfed 14 times so far and is only in the game for like a year. Her spiders used to stay alive for 10 whole seconds. Rosie Charlie's icon is the exact same as Charlie's normal one, except more zoomed in. Without any outside effects, she can heal 3,300 health with her cocoon gadget. Miko. Ooh, ha ha, Miko. Miko was changed to take damage in the storm, even if supering off screen. Every single Wukong Poco Miko voice line is in Mandarin. Grouch Miko has the sussiest player icon in the game. If you kept spamming his attack after supering, he couldn't attack for a little bit. Some of his voice lines are just fake words, like schmuckerini or Weisenheimers. He's completely immune to counter crush, and his attack hits a frame before actually landing. Be sure to hypercharge at the very end of your duration to get the most value from it. If against another Miko, jump right after they jump to almost guarantee a hit. Unlike someone, Pizza Avanash, Miko's record smash star power icon will go together nicely. Melody. She has the longest idle screen animation. She's called an extra lure in the files. Melody loses all of her supercharge as she hits an enemy after using all of her dashes, but she doesn't if you don't dash. Her first star power did not work with the Harpy Melody skin. Her notes spawn from in her and then orbit out, so she can actually hit someone that's immediately on top of her. Does that make sense? She's never gotten a buff as of writing this. Poor Melody. If you ever use Melody, you are now officially a Melodian. Her notes last a total of 8 to 10 seconds. All of her abilities have a cute little note on them. Oh, that's so cute. Sif Melody does not have anything in her handle thing. Can someone explain why? I don't get it. Lily. She used to have only one ammo slot. Lily was bugged where if you threw her repotted super at her feet, she would get unlimited repot supers. Her eyes have a slight bulge to them. With 2 attacks and a super, she can deal up to 6,300 damage. That's wild. Her description says she throws a fruit, but it's also called a seed. So what is it, Supercell? Lily's spiky star power icon uses this left hand, though her spiky hand is her right. Cordelius and Lily can coexist in the Shadow Realm. When playing with her Vanish gadget, try not to go in a predictable spot when reappearing. It's so obvious, man. Lily is the second brawler with no voice lines. What? Who's the first? Lily's mastery profile icon shows her using her left hand instead of her right hand. Supercell. Clancy. Clancy is the first brawler to have a lisp. It's not exactly the most clear, but stage 3 Clancy gets 26% more damage for a super. Like it needs more damage. It takes 9 hits to go from stage 1 to 2 and 15 from stage 2 to 3. Tactical retreat used to stun enemies when dashing. He is not a real lobster. Clancy has 3 stage 2 tokens on his neck. Why not just eat them, bro? They're right there. High stakes Clancy is a gambler just like me, yes! Among Us token times 2. Clancy's eyes and whisker things are not the right color on his pins. Mo! There's a Mo icon in the files which shows him facing backwards instead of forwards. This is a play on mice being blind. I think bro has the longest brawler description in the game. Ain't no one reading all that. You could buy his mastery pin in the catalog. Monterey Mo does not have the rope thing on his eye holes. He has the smallest hitbox in the entire game, either smaller or on par with Crow.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Is a reference to Party Rock Anthem. Mo rhymes with Joe. Do not aim your super. If you auto aim, you'll pop up directly on top of the enemy. Monterey Mo is based off the monetary cheese. Tasty. Dodgy Diggy has by far the most cursed gadget icon in the entire game. What happened to my little British boy? No, not you, Carnage. He's so cute. He's so cute. Spike. You might be wondering why you have the Sakura Spike pin even if you don't have Sakura Spike. Well, in early 2024, Belgian YouTuber AP Man unfortunately committed suicide. In honor of him, Supercell gave everyone the pin as Sakura Spike was his favorite skin. Toon Spike was the first skin to have this unique animation style. Spike's mythic gear used to slow for a whopping additional 50%. Pyro Spike's pin does not have the streak of yellow on the left. Life Plant used to heal 3,500 health, and that was before the 5% increase to everything else. Jeez. For some reason, he used to be a sharpshooter. Spike is the only brawler who can fart. Canonically. There's this really big Sakura Spike in South Korea. I would eat this. Popping Pincushion used to be curved by Curveball. 5 fingers, no toes. Crow. Crow's mythic gear only works with his main attack and not his super. If Crow's poison ends right at the last tick and he activates Slowing Toxin, they'll still be slowed for the full duration. Crow's mythic gear only adds 48 damage to each tick of poison. Crow has the most legendary skins in the entire game. When Crow walks, his knives suddenly disappear. During his hypercharge, his daggers used to disappear once hitting walls. Now they rebound no matter what. Did you know he reduces healing when he poisons enemies? I never knew that. His tears shake in his crying pin. You used to be able to buy Nightmare Crow for pretty cheap when star points were a thing. There's a snake on the back of White Crow, sorta similar to Byron's. Leon. Trick or Treat Leon stitches black in his icon rather than pink. Leon is the only brawler which references a game which you try to fit yourself under a pole with only your legs and it goes lower and lower periodically. His class used to be a stealthy assassin. In big game you could spawn a massive Leon clone. This was better than some others because this thing would block nearly every single shot from someone. This is the only instance where we have ever seen Leon's eyes. Have you ever actually looked at Leon's mouth? It's at such a weird angle. I do not know how this thing is staying in there. When using his mythic gear, he can heal up to 10,880 health. Pair this with with a hypercharge and my man is unstoppable. There's a fun strategy that you can do where you can pretend to be a clone. Usually this doesn't always work out. You should stay off screen when supering since people will know if you go invisible even if you're in a bush based on auditory cues. A healing shade can ruin your cover. Sandy. Apparently Sweet Dreams' stun is cancelled if they're hit by something? Since when? Sleep Stimulator can be reduced if an outside source can decrease healing effects. Nightmare Sandy is the only awake Sandy. The jellyfish Sandys all have different colored snot bubbles. You can see him sleeping in the tower's bizarre environment. There was a silly little bug which made exhausting storm plus healing winds deal 1 damage. His jellyfish hat sometimes looked like this. According to Sugar Ruff Sandy's watch, it's always 9 o'clock. Every brawler reference on this skin is Leon, El Primo, Rosa, and Byron? I don't know what Nightmare Sandy is, but he has paws. Amber. You can burn the minecarts and gem grab. Her Frost Queen Amber skin was changed to be legendary instead of epic. You can see Amber's ears poke through her Amber de la Vega pin, but not the skin itself. Her mythic gear used to slow for 20%, which was so broken, bro. I can't even. Based on the Brawl Talk, she was supposed to be called Bubble Trouble Amber, a play on Double Trouble. She has some of the most gears in the game, up there with Eve. 30 of her 35 voice lines are fire puns or straight up fire-related sayings. That's crazy. She can shoot off 10 flames in 1 second. Amber cannot stack her burns. And she's so hot. Meg. She can do the stanky leg in her idle animation. Meg is one of the most reworked brawlers in the game. Originally, she started in her base form, but when going in the mech, it had health decay. Then, she spawned in her mecha and acted like a normal brawler. Then, her attack changed to be a super wide and is now annoying as She's a lefty, but for some reason, Megalodon's holster is on the right. According to the brawler stats screen, Rob is supposed to be smiling? What? Also, for some reason, her pins make her hair blue. Who's tech support 1.0? She's the only brawler who references 3 brawlers in 1 brawler description. Heavy Metal won't charge her super. She has one of the weakest single projectile damages in the game. 1 mecha bullet deals less damage than a gene split projectile. Just don't bring up Amber or Draco, please. Thank you. Surge. If Surge hypercharges, his form will go back to the basic one. Kraken Surge's head floats on top of his body. Hypercharged Surge's effects will happen even if you don't super. You used to be able to hypercharge super at stage 1, then you'd be upgraded all the way to stage 4 afterwards. His super used to jump directly on top of where he was instead of jumping wherever he wanted. The cannons on the back of Kraken Surge cannot shoot or it will kill him. In his hypercharged player icon, the bottom arrow is smaller than the top one. Surge says Surge 18 times. He also says you got juiced, which is just kind of funny. Technically, his hypercharge should be called stage 4. The starting stage, despite looking like a 1, is 0 and the rest goes up to 3. Chester. Bellemania used to add a 4th Belle attack. Later, it was changed to be in his base kit, and instead the 1 Belle deals bonus damage. Jawbreaker once got 4 nerfs in a single day. You can trick your opponent by aiming your super around, pretending that you have something like Jawbreaker when in reality popcocks. Rocks. His attack spread increased by 15 degrees each sequence. Each of his supers charges super a different amount, from 4% all the way to 47%. Each of his supers are pretty much a slightly altered version of another brawler's ability. Candy Popper is Dynamike super, Salamaki is an M's attack, Pop Rock is a Spike super, Strong Mint is a Byron gadget, and Jawbreaker is a Sandy gadget, though this one's a bit more original. Cordelius. He used to be able to silence a brawler with invisibility, kind of like Otis can do. Cordelius has eyebrows. If a Lily killed a Cordelius in the Shadow Realm, she would stay there. Domain expansion. Even though he looks super scary, he's just a little happy gardening boy. You can super then catch it immediately while the projectile is in the air to easily get to an enemy. He's the only brawler with a hypercharged spray that has to go onto 2 lines. Mushrooms and Mushroom Kingdom can spawn directly on top of you. He makes 34 mushroom marks in his voice lines. Kit. Power Hungry used to boost power cubes by 200%. Cardboard Box also lasted 5 whole seconds. During the SpongeBob event when using Kelp Shake, if Kit supered a teammate then detached, he would get 2 power cubes, leading to a nearly infinite power cube glitch. He's based off of Felix the cat, probably. Both of Kit's star powers are completely useless in duels. Kit is one of the only brawlers with 4 fingers, though he is a cat. And they are paws, but whatever, I'll take what I can get. If he attaches himself to a teammate right before a match ends, he will still have his super next round. If you stand still with Cardboard Box, you can charge around 25% of your super bar. A super will take 20 seconds to charge, which is 10 seconds shorter than someone like Darryl.
He'll be dragged alongside a brawler if they move really fast with their super, like Buzz.
Draco. His mastery icon is from his brother's shirt in his special Draco animation. Draco's last stand gadget is not only named after a game mode, but used to be on B in the form of a star power. Draco's dragon is officially officially an inflatable T-Rex. There was a bug where you couldn't pick the ball up in Brawl Ball if you had a last stand activated. There was another bug where you couldn't attack a few seconds after exiting the T-Rex form. On the winning screen animation, you could see an enemy's Draco fly away. Upon entering his dragon suit, he gets a 15% damage reduction, which isn't really shown. Draco's special pin throws his head off the dragon. That's weird. Ember's attack is called Dragon Breath, while Draco's dragon's attack is Dragon Solo. Interesting. This is the hitbox that's required to qualify for a quote-unquote maximum range. Kenji. Kenji is the second brawler to heal upon hitting an enemy. You can dash up to 6 times if timed well with a dashy dash. He's the first brawler to have Japanese voice lines. A dash deals exactly half the damage as a slash. Kenji can die while slashing if poisoned or something. One Kenji super can technically one-shot a tick, but with 2 shots in one. Kusumaki healing looks like a yin and yang, which is Chinese, not Japanese. The icon for Dashy Dash and Study the Blade have the exact same swords. Even though his robe thing probably has sushi all over it, it sort of resembles the white background and red sun on the Japanese flag. Kenji is named after kanji, one of the 3 scripts used in the Japanese language. Please use code Moyo, my voice hurts.